I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
People really don't know what their expenses will be because they don't know how long that they're going to live.
Americans are worried they won't have enough saved for retirement now more than ever.
Retirement is going to cost for many folks over $1 million.
Is no sure thing in investing, but a lot of people think that annuities may come close to that.
It's going to more safe things that they know. If they know they're going to need that money to supplement their retirement, well, then you can't play that risk.
This is the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr., founder and partner of Heischman Financial Services, serving the Columbus and surrounding areas. Jon specializes in educating pre-retirees and retirees about safe money strategies and ideas. Now, it's the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Here's Jon Heischman Sr.
Motion is better than meditation. Good morning. This is Jon Heischman, the host of the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about that statement. Motion is better than meditation. Many people procrastinate even when they know they need to do something and take action, but continue to think about it and delay the decision for some reason, or find excuses not to take action. I want to talk about that because, in my opinion, procrastination is probably the single biggest enemy of retirees. It's the one action that is a total lack of action. Knowledge is worthless if it isn't used. Understanding and wisdom don't mean anything if they don't lead to results, and results won't happen if you don't take action. The amazing thing is that no matter how many times we say this, how many times we repeat this message over and over, and try to motivate individuals into taking action, many people still don't do anything. It could be that it's a fear of the unknown that paralyzes an individual, kind of like a deer staring at headlights in the road. Maybe they're confused and, as a result, don't want to take any action. Maybe they've listened to advice from other people, friends, relatives, and financial people that is so contradictory and confusing, they don't know what to do, and the end result is they don't do anything at all. And it very well could be that maybe an individual is afraid of taking a portion of their money out of the bank. Maybe they've never used certain investments or savings accounts before. So this is a whole new situation. Maybe they've never really had investments or never had a diversified retirement portfolio. Or it could be they haven't researched all the different options that are available for retirement income. If you're in this situation, or I've described your situation of putting off planning, I encourage you to contact me at 888-426-0177, 888 426-0177 because it costs nothing to schedule a meeting or a telephone call, a conversation over the phone to discuss your situation, also your concerns, the reasons you have procrastinated, and to make sure you're on track for your future retirement. When you really think about it, if what you're doing right now isn't working, or if your intuition or instinct or actual results tell you it won't work, then you have to change what you're doing. Again, at least have your situation reviewed. Be familiar with the different options. Get another opinion by sitting down with me, having a casual conversation without going into graphs, booklets, products, nothing, just a casual conversation about your concerns, what's on your mind, and are you prepared for the future? Getting started or getting going is probably the tough part about planning. And once that initial move is made and the momentum is started, the rest is actually pretty easy. I think that many times retirement planning has the connotation that it's very difficult, very detailed, a lot of work, and it actually is not. All the work and the details are something I have to do in order to present ideas or solutions for each individual situation. What does it take to get started? Again, in my opinion, it really isn't that difficult. The single most important act for people to start planning is to actually start planning. I may be making that sound very basic, but I've discovered that if I can help people get into the so-called first gear, take some small actions like gathering their financial papers, doing a review for them, the rest of the planning falls into place. So really all you have to do is to get your stuff together. But keep in mind that is not needed when we first meet. And I'll repeat what I mentioned earlier. The first meeting is a get-together, get acquainted, and see if we're a good match. Then we go to the next step, if it's something you want to do. Many people I talk to, it actually takes months for us to get together, and I think that's putting off their questions and their concerns. I have a lot of radio listeners that have listened to my show for a year, maybe longer, but finally decide to call with their questions or to schedule a meeting because of a particular situation. They're ready to get a second opinion, or they have a 401k account that needs to be rolled over, or there is a life-changing event that may create a change in their plan. But whatever the case may be, I want to make it simple, and I want my listeners to feel comfortable about contacting me for questions, for scheduling a meeting. about their retirement and their concerns about the future. That number, again, is 888-426-0177, 888-426-0177. Please visit my website, www.heischmanfs.com, and that is spelled HEIschmanfs.com. It's really interesting how I see people breathe a sigh of relief when they finally take that first step and stop putting off what they've wanted to do for a year or so. Something to think about: motion is better than meditation. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing you've always done before and expecting different results. The most single important act for people to start planning is to actually start planning. The best plan is worthless if it's not put into action. So I wanted to throw those in. I thought you'd get a kick out of those, but it really does take that first step towards planning, or to get the satisfaction of knowing there just could be some simple changes that would make all the difference, or you don't need any additional planning. I talk to people that are in great shape, and I can honestly tell them you don't need to do anything, just continue as is for now. I feel an honest opinion is better than no opinion at all. There's a lot of people that are not prepared for retirement or the future years of their retirement. The new statistics is as high as 50%. So if you've put off making that first move, let me know. I'm here to help in any way I can. 888-426-0177. I'm going to take a short break at this time, but stay with me. I'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. For more information, call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Or visit their website at HeischmanFS.com. More of the Safe Money and Retirement Show in a moment.
You have spent your entire working life hoping what you put into your retirement accounts will help you live comfortably once you leave the workforce and go into retirement. The key word in that sentiment, and the word that can make retirement feel like a looming problem instead of a rewarding life stage, is the word hope. You hope that you'll have enough money. Hope has no place in retirement planning. So we want to eliminate the hope and change that to, I know I will have enough money for retirement. The bottom line is you need to be focused with a well-executed plan. Leaving your retirement up to chance is not an option by any standard, but with information, tools, and professional guidance, creating a successful retirement plan will put you in control of your financial management. This is Jon Heischman from the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I can help If you'd like to schedule a telephone conversation or a face-to-face meeting, call 888-426-0177, 888-426-0177.
Life expectancy is at all-time highs, so that means you've got a future to plan for at any age. If you have longevity in your family tree, then you need financial education from someone with the experience and knowledge to guide you into and through your retirement years. Jon Heischman and the folks at Heischman Financial Services are committed to helping you achieve your retirement goals with a low-key and trustworthy approach. Call Heischman Financial Services today to get started on your retirement future. Call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Heischman Financial Services has your future in mind.
Avoiding mistakes can save owners of IRAs, 401ks, and TSP plans, as well as other retirement plans, a fortune in taxes, penalties, fees, and loads. These potential mistakes are addressed in the free book entitled Top 10 IRA Mistakes. This is Jon Heischman from the Safe Money and Retirement Show, offering a complimentary copy by calling 888-426-0177. Again, that's 888-426-0177.
Welcome back to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. To contact Jon, the number to call is 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Once again, here's Jon Heischman.
Welcome back to this morning's show. I'm your host, Jon Heischman. Before I get started, I want to remind everyone of the books available, Top 10 IRA Mistakes. I think it's a very important book. It's my complimentary gift to you. So let me know if you'd like a copy. 888-426-0177. I'll give you that number again, 888-426-0177. Be sure to give your home address or where you would like the book mailed to. It's an easy read, and as I mentioned, I think it's very important going forward. I want to talk about common sense and technology knowledge as far as investments, because some people in the investment world make things very confusing and complicated, and the result is the average person doesn't know what's going on or gets confused. My point is that getting the technical knowledge is easy. It's all over the internet. It's in books, articles, but coming up with common sense techniques can be very difficult. And it's also rare. But unfortunately, a lot of the technical knowledge fails to talk about guarantees, which often may eliminate or reduce one type of risk. But on the other hand, it can cause even greater risk. The best example that I can give would be bank money, such as CDs, savings account, checking accounts, where you have guarantees of your principal, but You have no guarantees against loss of purchasing power or loss by taxation. Keep in mind, I'm not saying you shouldn't have money in these places. In the retirement planning process, it's extremely important that you have savings account, checking accounts, for example, money in the bank. But we get to the point, how much should be in there? My article that I offer, The Color of Money, addresses this very situation, and it also gives examples of a hypothetical plan as to how much should be in that category, which I call yellow money, and how much should be in the other colors, representing more growth, guaranteed lifetime income, and money at risk. There must be a diversified portfolio and investments that's going to provide the income, opportunity for growth, hedges against inflation, and gives you the best chance of realizing your goals so you can have a secure and peace of mind retirement. You're not going to have this with too much money in the bank. So in my planning, we're going to use common sense, an approach to investing, which will allow you to feel secure about your retirement and cover future income needs later on in retirement. When I talk about diversification, we're basically separating your money by type of investment, category, and areas of the economy or world, geographically or socially. Diversification can be based on maturities, income streams, or any other of a number of factors. Diversification allows you to adjust your plan at any given time, which, if we diversify, we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. Talk about risk. It can be classified as the loss of principal, loss of purchasing power, inflation, losing money due to inflation, which is probably the most misunderstood and largest risk retirees face. It can destroy a retirement plan more often than the loss of principal. And then, of course, the risk of taxation. All of these must be addressed. All of your eggs in one basket is not going to address these risk factors, which will make all the difference in your retirement plan. So I say to you this, that if you're not sure that you're diversified correctly, or maybe you need a second opinion, the great thing is it costs you nothing. And I give the guarantee that there is no obligation. The sooner you address this issue, the better off you're going to be in retirement, not only from a money standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint as well. 888-426-0177. 888-426-0177. I like to go one step further in my plans for clients, covering the area of insurance, protection, protecting your retirement assets. Whether or not you decide to address the protection area of retirement planning obviously is up to you, because typically there is a cost. Many can't afford to allocate additional dollars towards the cost of protection, such as life insurance, long-term care, adequate health insurance, being able to cover out-of-pocket costs like deductibles, copays, income replacement in the event of a disability, and the right liability coverage with your homeowner and automobile insurance. Having an insurance background years ago, prior to getting into retirement and financial planning, gives me an edge as far as being aware of the protection aspect in retirement planning. My main concern is that all of my clients are at least aware of how to protect retirement assets, and again, whether or not they move forward to get the adequate coverage, it's up to them and it's up to their budget. I'm at the end of the show already. I wish I had another couple of hours to talk to you this morning, but I don't. So tune in next week, same time, same station, for the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Thank you for joining me this morning.
The Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr. To get in touch with Jon, call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. For more information about Heischman Financial Services, visit their website, HeischmanFS.com. That's HeischmanFS.com. Join us again next time for the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr.